What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me at DMAC_LA. Be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. For all the latest Dodgers news and rumors, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and I want all your takes down below in the comments section. I want all your takes on today's topic right down below in the comments section. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So today we're going to break down the state of the hot corner for your Los Angeles Dodgers. We're going to try to figure out who will be playing third base in the upcoming 2021 season. Now, ideally, they bring back Justin Turner. Now, as far as where do things stand between the Dodgers and Justin Turner, there's not too much to report right now. It's been relatively quiet, but last week in the Boston Globe, it was reported that he's looking for a third year in that deal. So we'll have to see how that will play out. But Dave Roberts did mention speaking with Justin Turner during his post-winter meetings media briefing the other day, and he said that he's the Dodgers' top priority. He said they're prioritizing bringing back JT, and he also mentioned that Justin Turner is currently on vacation, so I wouldn't expect anything as far as news with Justin Turner and the Dodgers until at least after Christmas and possibly after the first of the year. So I still think we're a few weeks away from any concrete information when it comes to Justin Turner re-signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, of course, my first choice is to bring back Justin Turner. I can't imagine seeing a Dodgers ring ceremony and not having Justin Turner there. He needs to be there for that. But on top of that, he's still a very productive player. He still can get it done with the glove. I think there's a chance we'll have the DH next year. Most likely not. There is a slim chance, but the following season, I expect to see in the National League. And then also, he's the glue guy in that clubhouse. Like I said, he's the unofficial team captain of the Dodgers, him and Clayton Kershaw. Now, I know it would be a very sad day in LA, but if Justin Turner doesn't come back to the Dodgers, the team has options. You've got Edwin Rios. You've got Chris Taylor. You've got Max Muncy. Oh, and then you've got Will Smith. Yes, I mentioned Will Smith, the top 5 to 10 catcher in the league right now. Could he make the move to third base? We're going to look at that. But first, we're going to take a look at the third base spot as a unit and see how they performed last season and compare them to other third base units across the league. So last year, Justin Turner had a lion's share of the starts, of course, 32 starts, 32 appearances, played the hot corner for 263 and 2/3 innings. Then next was Edwin Rios. So Edwin Rios, 14 starts, 21 appearances, 140 innings. And then Max Muncy, 14 starts, 16 appearances, and 135 innings. Now, as far as offensively goes, when Justin Turner, Edwin Rios, and Max Muncy were playing third base, they averaged 279. That was 8th in baseball. On-base percentage, 355, that was 8th. Slugging, 540, that was 3rd in Major League Baseball. OPS, 895, that was 4th. Home runs, 15, tied for 1st. 40 runs, 3rd. RBIs, 45, 2nd. They combined for a 376 weighted on base average. That's tied for 4th. And then a 140 WRC+. So offensively, they were getting it done at the hot corner. Now defensively, it was a different story. They had a minus 1.3 defensive runs above average. That was 27th in the bigs. Their UZR score was minus 2.2, also 27th. And their defensive runs saved, minus 3. That was tied for 21st. They had 7 errors. That's tied for 13th most. Their fielding percentage at 955 put them at 16th. So if you had to pick between the two, you'd take the offense over the defense. You'd rather be better with the bat than the glove, especially in modern-day baseball. Now, I'd take average to below average defense if you're getting that production at the plate, and last year they were definitely getting that. Now, the first internal option that I think should be given the everyday third base job if Justin Turner departs is Edwin Rio. So Edwin Rios, he made the most of his opportunities last season. He ended up slashing 250, 301, slugging 645. He hit 8 bombs, had 17 RBIs in 32 games last season. But what makes him so enticing is what he can do as a left-handed power bat. Rios is grande with the stick. In 2019, he slugged 617. Last season, he slugged 645. His career slugging sits at 634. And just look at his gaudy home run to at-bat ratio. It currently sits at 1025 for his career. That's better than Mark McGwire's at 1061 and the Sultan of SWAT himself, Babe Ruth, at 1176. We call him Babe Rios here at Dodgers Nation for a reason, because of that power. Now, you kind of wish he was a right-handed power bat, because that's what the Dodgers are looking for. And yes, ideally he'd develop into a more dynamic hitter and wouldn't rely so much on that long ball for his offense. But just look at the postseason. He was big in that Braves series Series, hit a home run in back-to-back games. That was crucial. He had 2 hits in the postseason. Both of them were home runs. So, yes, he's got this go big or go home swing, this all-or-nothing swing. But I think Edwin Rios, you got to see what he can do as an everyday player. What if he's a guy that hits 260, 270, but gives you 35 to 40 bombs per season? To me, I want to see what that looks like. I want to see if he can maintain that at-bat to home run ratio. Yes, that's unrealistic. And yes, the more he plays, the better the scouting is going to be towards him. But if I'm the Dodgers, I have to know what I have in Edwin Rios. What if he's an all-star? What if he's the next great power hitter in baseball? What if he's not? But at least you know. But I do know one thing. If they make him the full-time starting third baseman, he's going to be the next player that hits the ball completely out of Dodger Stadium. It's happened 5 times in stadium history, twice by Willie Stargell, once by Mike Piazza, once by Mark McGwire, and most recently in 2015 by Giancarlo Stanton. But if you give him that spot, give him those reps, he's going to be the next guy to do it. I'm telling you, if he's the everyday third baseman, those windshields need to watch out at Dodger Stadium. But I'm really excited about the possibility of Edwin Rios as the everyday third baseman. And then for my next internal option at third base, how about Will Smith? Now, Will Smith, yes, he's already a top 5 to 10 catcher in all of Major League Baseball, but Will Smith has shown so much growth as a hitter, you have to wonder, can he be an all-star third baseman? He slashed .289, .401, .579, had a .980 OPS, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs, but what really impressed me was that K percentage at 16.1, that walk percentage at 14.6. His plate discipline is nothing short of elite, and you saw in the postseason, yeah, he hit .203, but when he flashed hard. That 5-hit game in the NLDS against the Padres, and then one of the most impactful home runs in Dodger history, his home run there in Game 5 of the NLCS against the Atlanta Braves. And what a fantastic at-bat by Will Smith. He goes down 0-2 in the hole to the pitcher Will Smith, works the count full, and hits one of the most impactful home runs in Dodgers franchise history. To me, it was the best at-bat by any Dodger last season. Kike's and Cody's in Game 7, they're close second and third, but Will Smith got it done against that Will Smith. Well, finally, he was able to meet the Will Smith.
Will, how you been holding up during this time?
Man, I'm great. World Series champion right now.
Gotta love that, right? Was that Will? Will, wait, can we see you?
What's up, man?
We got Will Smith from the Dodgers. So zombies are attacking you, and you can only choose one Will Smith to protect you. Which Will Smith do you choose?
Baseball because it's a bat.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think of that.
I'm telling you, Will Smith, he was legend for that home run against the Atlanta Braves there in the NLCS. But when it comes to changing positions, from going from foul territory to fair territory, should he make the move? How valuable is he as a catcher versus a position player? Well, I think one thing to consider is Austin Barnes and the rapport he has with the pitching staff. You see what he does with Clayton Kershaw. You saw what he did with Walker Buehler there in the postseason. You also saw that in the World Series, the Dodgers were 4-0 with Austin Barnes behind the plate, and they had some struggles with Will Smith as a game caller. You also had that error there in Game 4. And also, when it comes to catching prospects, the Dodgers are very deep in that position, and I think Keibert Ruiz, he's ready to play at the big league level. You saw what he did last year, hits a home run in his first big league at bat, and defensively, he's the higher touted prospect from behind the plate. So maybe you bring up Keibert Ruiz and you have him split time with Austin Barnes behind the plate. You put Will Smith at third. I think that's an attractive idea. That's something I would consider, especially when Will Smith continues to improve as a hitter. Now, I'm not saying he won't be valuable as a catcher, but when the Dodgers have Austin Barnes right now, and the pitching staff will tell you that he's the guy they like to see behind the plate. He knows how to get that strike at the bottom of the zone. He knows how to call a great game, and his offense is getting better, especially the more he hangs out with Mookie Betts, right? But the fact that he does have experience playing third base, I think he's more than capable of playing third base at the big league level. And history tells us that when you transition from being an everyday catcher, your offense is going to benefit from it. Just look at Joe Torre, BJ Surhoff. Look at Todd Zeile. He goes from catcher to being a first baseman, a third baseman. Craig Biggio goes from catcher to second base. There are plenty of examples of it happening at the big league level, and I think Will Smith is so good with the bat, it's something you have to consider. And then, of course, you always have Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor, he's the Swiss Army knife out there on the diamond for the Dodgers. Could you see CT3B next year? That's definitely a viable option. You know defensively he can hold it down, and the more at-bats he's going to get, I think the better he's going to get. Last year, the improvements you saw when it came to the strikeout rate, the walk rate, strikeout rate went down, the walk rate went up, and in September, he was playing at an all-star level, so I also want to consider CT3 for that spot. And then Max Muncy. After Justin Turner and Edwin Rios, he had the most reps at third base last year, and I think for Max Muncy, you do want to keep him on the other side of the infield at first and at second. I think he's more comfortable over there. He can get the job done at third, but to me, he would be my fourth option. I want to keep him on that side of the infield, have him focus on that offense, get those power numbers back up to where we saw them in 2019. Another thing to consider, too, is Zach McKinstry. He's going to be your utility guy next year that I think takes over for Kike Hernandez in the infield and the outfield, so that could free up some utility spots for Chris Taylor to move to third base if they go with CT3 at 3B. And then down the line, who knows, maybe Cody Hosey can round into form and be that everyday third baseman a couple years from now. But I'm very confident in the Dodgers' internal options. If Justin Turner signs elsewhere, I think they can fill that void at third without making a big trade for Arenado or a signing like DJ LeMahieu or Chris Bryant. I want to see what these guys can do at third. I ultimately want Justin Turner back, but let me know down below in the comments. Who do you want to see at third base next year if Justin Turner signs with another team? Will Justin Turner be back with the Dodgers? Let me know down below in the comments. Give me a Y for yes, he will return, or an N for no, he'll sign with another team next year. Let me know down below in the comments. But if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. For all the latest Dodgers news, rumors, hype videos, podcasts, you're going to find it right here on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and drop those comments down below. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. That's at DMac_LA. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com.